Well, hey there, good looking. Why don't you grab a hold of my vine and come on into my kitchen and let's get cooking, good looking. Cause today we are going to be making Salisbury steak meatloaf with gravy. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Well, good day, YouTubers. Today I gotta keep the men happy who are sitting there doing my mini kitchen renovation happy and well fed, so they finish off my job in my kitchen. And I thought I'd bring you along and show you how I'm gonna make a Salisbury steak meatloaf with gravy. So let's go ahead and let's get started. You're gonna want a medium-sized bowl, and to that we're gonna be adding 1.5 pounds of, I use ground chuck. You can use whatever you like to use, but that's what I use. Then you're gonna need, I'm using dried minced onion, and I'm gonna add about a heaping tablespoon of the dried minced onion, 3/4 cups of oatmeal, and I use the quick type of cooking oatmeal. And then we're going to be needing 1 egg, and then we're going to need 1 good heaping tablespoon of what my friend calls what's here sauce, or what's this here sauce. Let's get it right this time. I believe I got it right. She'll correct me if I haven't, believe me folks, it's funny. But I thought it was comical when I heard her sit there and use it, and I want to teach my grandkids it, so I believe it's what's this here sauce? So let's go ahead and add a good tablespoon. And again, I don't have the fresh minced garlic. I have plenty of my dried minced garlic, and I'm trying to use that all up, so I'm going to go ahead and use my dried minced garlic up. And you would have 2 cloves of that. And I'm going to use a good teaspoon of some celery seed. And I'm going to sit there and put about a packet worth of French onion soup mix. And now, this is how my grandma taught me how to sit there and make meatloaf. You use these. Now we're going to stick our hands in here, and we're just going to sit there and mix everything up. So I'll be back as soon as we have everything all mixed up. Okay, I believe I have it mixed up good enough. You don't want to sit there and overdo it, because you'll end up with a tough meatloaf. So you just want to lightly all blend everything together as such. I'm going to run over to the sink and I'm going to wash my hands. And now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get some parchment paper out and tear us off a piece and lay a piece out, and we'll be back as soon as I have that all done. Now take your meatloaf mixture that we have here in our bowl, and let's go ahead and put that out onto the parchment paper, and I want you to flatten that all out. And try to get it all even as we're flattening it all out. That way it cooks evenly throughout the cooking process. And I'm sorry if I'm bumping the camera, but the camera's right before me as I'm trying to show you how we do this. So I'm going to continue flattening out my ground chuck, or my meatloaf mixture as you would call it. Okay, I think that's big enough and thin enough. Let me go ahead and wash my hands and we'll be back. Okay, as you see, we have it all spread out. I have my oven preheating at 350 degrees. Now I'm going inside my electric pressure cooker here that we have already went ahead and pre-made our mashed potatoes, and we're gonna sit there and put that down the center of our meatloaf here. So I'll be sure to put that card or that video up in the iCard, up in the corner section of the video here. So let's go ahead and add our mashed potatoes. Okay, as you see, I have it going down the center of my meatloaf here. We'll turn it around and give you a good view of how I have it all the way on all sides. This side I think I can push in a little bit more. Alright, and now, maybe we'll start with this side. We're going to sit there and take this side of our parchment paper, and we're going to sit there and fold it right on top of this side. Partially unroll your parchment paper, not all the way yet. And we're going to raise this side of the parchment paper as well. Now we're going to try to sit there and get as much of and close up the seam without getting too much of it oozing out. So let's go ahead and okay, I'm going to grab a spoon and I'm going to push that all into the end. push this end in as well. And pinch this all closed up. Yeah, I hope I have a big enough baking dish for it out. So I'll be back. I want to wash my hands all up. Alright, I went ahead and I brought out my baking dish. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to spray this up before we put our meatloaf inside it. So let's spray it up. And let's make sure it's gonna fit. Okay, I'm gonna have to squish it together a little bit, so I'm gonna. Okay, now let's bring our dish over and let's put it down on top. Grab a hold of your parchment paper, slide it over. Get your hand underneath and quick flip it all over. And I'm going to squish it back together a little bit because it's a little too big for my dish, but we'll get it in there. It more looks like a meatloaf pie. But now we're going to put that into our preheated 350 degree oven, and we're going to sit there and bake it for 55 to 60 minutes or until it registers about 160 on a meat thermometer. Alright, it's been an hour and I just took it out of the oven right now, and now I'm going to sit there and mix up some of my jus mix that I showed y'all how to make. And we're going to sit there and make a gravy, and we're going to pour that over the top of this, and we're going to put that in the oven for maybe 5 to 10 more additional minutes. So let me go ahead and make up my jus sauce. Alright, here's our jus sauce that I warmed up, and now I went ahead and I made a cornstarch slurry, and we're just gonna go ahead and add the cornstarch slurry to our jus sauce, so we can now thicken this up and make a gravy that we're gonna pour over the top of our Salisbury steak meatloaf. So let me give this all a good mix, and then I'm going to return this back over to the microwave and finish making my gravy. Let's pour the gravy over the top of our mixture here. Okay, I'm going to stop there because I don't want it to overflow in my oven. And like I said, we're going to put this back in our oven for at least, I'll say 10 minutes. You're going to want to sit there and let this get a nice little coating on top that sticks to your meat. So go ahead, just finish putting the sauce, or not the sauce, the gravy, wherever it may be needed. And we're going to sit there, put this back in the oven, like I said. And then we'll slice it up and it's time to eat. So we'll see you when it's time to slice this baby all up. And here it is. I just took it out of the oven after we let it go for the additional 20 minutes with the gravy or the au jus mix that I made and put over the top of it. Now I'm just going to let this rest for maybe about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we're going to slice into this baby and we'll serve it up then. Alright, let's cut it up and serve it up. So I'm just going to cut myself a little triangle off. And I also have extra gravy on the side in case anybody would like to have theirs with extra gravy. I'm just going to bring this closer to me. And there's the side view. Let's just give that back to that slice. Let me get my veggies on my plate and we'll be here for a taste test. Alright, let's go ahead and let's give this a taste test. I don't want to burn my mouth, folks. So, here we go. That's a winner chicken dinner. Now, if you don't want to go through the hassle of making all the Salisbury patties and stuff, I would suggest doing your Salisbury steak dinner this way and putting it all on the inside and surprising everybody, having a bowl of gravy on the side for those who do wish to have extra gravy with theirs. And I'm going to continue to eat mine and enjoy it. So, happy cooking, y'all. Now, if you liked this Salisbury steak meatloaf with gravy dinner, please go down below, hit the like button, go up above, hit the subscribe button, tap that little bell. That way you'll be notified every time the Pleasure Lady here puts out a video. And most of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to stop by and watching my video. Y'all come back now. You hear? The Pleasure Lady loves each and every one of yous.